All right, guys, welcome back. This is Angela Hooper-Menifield. Today is Thursday, June the 30th, 2022. And this week, we have been doing something just a little bit different than what we normally do on social media. So this week, we decided to discuss the 5 lessons going natural taught me about leadership, and to do so in a 5-part series. So we are at day 4 because today is Thursday. And I just want to first say thank you so much to everybody who's reached out. I literally was on the phone with someone today and they said, "Hey, have you posted lesson 4 yet?" So that's a great indication that you all are finding value in these lessons. And so when we talk about the 5 lessons going natural taught me about leadership, it's really made me revisit the journey, both the journey of going natural, which for me is about 12, 13 years, as well as my leadership journey, which is about 30, 25 to 30 years. But I'll catch you up just in case today is your first video. So, day 1, which was Monday, we talked about the first lesson, which was the fact that when starting something new, when leading a new team, when going through a new hair process, you have to do some training. And we talked about in that how training is more than an event, it's a process. So go check out that video if you'd like to hear more about that. Day 2, we talked about the fact that when going through the process of getting, for me to get my curls or my natural hair pattern to show up the way that I needed it to, and also the process of getting your team to show up in their natural sense of self and growth, that nourishment was the key, right? So when we talk about nourishment, we talk about everything, including awards, rewards, accolades, pats on the back, right? Because we want people to be the best version of themselves. And we know as leaders, we can't always come down hard on people. We have to show them that we care about them and that we value them. That brought us to yesterday's video, day 3, which was meet them where they are. So sometimes, we have expectations of people that are unrealistic. And what I had to learn as a leader is I have to meet people where they are in their growth, their skill set, and their knowledge. Same thing with the hair. It's not going to do stuff that it wasn't trained or born to do, so to speak. So just because someone else's hair does something, it doesn't mean mine will do it. So I got to meet it where it is. That brings us to lesson number 4. Lesson number 4 today is one you're going to love. And let me tell you why. Because this for me was a game changer, both in hair and in leadership. Lesson number 4 is we got to eliminate the heat. Eliminate or reduce the heat. So when I talk about eliminate or reducing the heat, let's do the hair side first again. One of the biggest things that I had to stop doing was putting heat in my hair when I really was trying to grow it out, but also allow the space and time for the natural hair pattern of my hair, whatever it was, to show up. That meant I had to decrease the flat irons. Also the heat of blow drying my hair, or even sitting under a dryer. Whenever I sat under a dryer during this journey, it would be either cool or, a low setting. But I had to reduce the heat. And that made a major impact in my hair. So now let's transform that, reduce the heat, into leadership. Heat comes from various places, right? It's heat from, management upstairs, headquarters, heat from the clientele. People are angry, barking at people often. And as a great leader and a supervisor, sometimes we have to be the protector of our team. But, and shoulder some of that heat. I've had to do that. So if I really want my team to trust me, to buy in, to believe in me, one of the things they need to see is that I got their back. And one of the ways that I show that I have their back because I protect them from, or at least eliminate the heat. Now, some of that heat elimination can actually be from me because sometimes, as quiet as it's kept, it's not the outside heat that beats people down. It's the way they're treated right in their office. So that could be us. So again, every now and again, just hold the mirror up and find out, are you that heat that needs to be reduced and or eliminated? I even remember back in the hair care journey, I told I went to see a hair trichologist, and I told her, I said, I have two different hair patterns. She was like, what do you mean? I said, well, my curls in the front, they don't really behave. I said, but the ones in the very back, they were just so wrinkly. And what she helped me to understand was the hair at the back, it was not exposed to heat the same way, right? Lights from rooms. Now, my room is not very well lit. I live in a old department store, renovated apartment building, and as such, we don't have very good lighting. But my office all day at work, those bright government lights, like they're beaming down on the top of my head. Every time I go outside, the sun, like everything, the top of my head was being exposed. Hence, the way my hair showed up or its pattern, how it behaved was different. The hair back here, it was always covered by all my other hair because y'all know I got a lot of hair, but then it was close to my neck, it was protected. And so there was no protection for the hair up front. And once I learned that, I was like, wow, that's really interesting. And did see the shift when I reduced the heat and did other things, especially to nourish and hydrate the front of my hair. And so, same thing with my team. I've worked on teams where people felt abused. They, worked in the public and they were like just drained. And I remember that season where I made it clear to them, let me be perfectly clear to you. I expect the best service, but I also don't expect you to put up with people disrespecting you. Now, there's a way to handle it because we don't degrade, we don't use profanity. My standards about how we show up are what they are. However, just because I expect great service, it doesn't mean I expect you to put up with nonsense. When I tell you my team, like everybody's face just lit up. They were like, oh my gosh, that was me demonstrating to them, I care about you. So I had immediately eliminated or reduced the heat. And again, always trying to check myself. I'm not perfect, no manager is. But there are times when I know the best time for me to say something is not today. Because today the heat may come, right? So you also got to know yourself. So that is lesson number 4, right? Eliminate or reduce the heat. So before I go, I just want to thank you guys who have been watching all week and sending me feedback and comments. Know that it's greatly appreciated. And we have one more lesson tomorrow. So please make sure you watch, share, tell a friend, and continue with the feedback. But we'll be back tomorrow with lesson number 5 of the 5 lessons Going Natural taught me about leadership. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Be safe. Many of you are traveling this weekend and take care. Bye.